about moving to Loveland, Colorado? Well, this video is all about the top 10 reasons on why maybe Loveland just isn't the right fit for you. Let's get started. Hi there, Christy Lee here, and I am a local real estate agent in the state of Colorado, but more importantly, I am a native. If you're new to my channel, all of my videos are catered to help you figure out where the best place to move to is, where to take your kiddos, all of that kind of good stuff. If that's something that interests you, please click that subscribe button right there. That way you are notified every time I have a new video. Now, as much as I love making these videos, I love talking to you more. So my contact information is right there. Please reach out to me. I love talking to you. All right, so today I'm going to be talking about all the reasons on why Loveland maybe is just not the right fit for you. I mean, overall, Loveland is great. Don't get me wrong. I really do love it, but it's not for everyone. So let's just dive right in. The number one reason why it's probably not a good fit for you is its location. Now, Loveland's going to sit about 50 miles north of Denver. So it's going to take you a good hour and a half, depending on time of day and if there's traffic, to get even into Denver. So if you're working in Denver, that's probably a no-go. I mean, that's going to just take forever, right? It's also going to be, well, I guess the good thing is it is actually close to Fort Collins and Greeley. So if you work in Fort Collins or Greeley, then that's a great option. I mean, you're only roughly 20 minutes, 25 minutes to both either Fort Collins or Greeley. So again, if you work there, Loveland's great. Denver, not so much. It's going to take you a really long time. Also, if you're somebody who, we're going to go right into the second one, if you're a skier, Loveland's not going to be a great option for you just because it is so much farther from the ski resorts. If you're somebody who actively goes up to like our major ones like Breckenridge, Copper, Winter Park, all of those big ones right off of I-70, man, it's going to take you 2+ hours just to get up there. And that's on a good day, just because Loveland is quite a bit farther from anywhere else. The closest ski resort for you would be Eldora, which is a lot smaller hills, and that's going to be closer to Nederland or just outside of Boulder. And you're still looking at about an hour. So if you're an active skier, snowboarder, anything like that, Loveland's probably not going to be a good option, just mainly because of its location and unless you don't mind driving. All right, the third reason why it may not be a good fit for you is affordability. Now, don't get me wrong. Actually, Loveland is still very affordable. In fact, right now, June of 2023, average home price out there is going to be roughly $550,000, roughly. But I do say affordability is an issue because of its being so much lower than other areas. Investors are going up there and they're snagging them all up and actually progressively increasing these prices for actual homeowners. So that does kind of suck if you plan on actually living there. So definitely, if you're going to think about moving to Loveland, snag one up now before, everybody starts to move there or investors get in there and start to do a bunch of rentals or whatever, and just is going to drive the price up. Another reason why Loveland maybe is not a good place for you is kind of going back onto that too, is rentals. Now, rentals on average in Loveland are roughly between $1,500 to $1,700 a month. Now, is that crazy high compared to, Colorado as a whole or Denver, Boulder area? Not so much. In fact, that's pretty much on par for kind of those areas. But I mean, it is going to be expensive and there are going to be a little bit cheaper areas around town. But Loveland is going to be roughly the 15 to 17, depending on the size of your apartment or house or whatever. But do kind of keep that in mind if you're planning on renting. Now, while I absolutely love Loveland, I will say that it's not going to be geared for maybe single people or even more younger crowd. The reason why I say this is the average age out there is going to be roughly 40 years old, and it's definitely more geared towards families or retirees. there is just not a whole lot of nightlife or much to do really, unless it's outdoorsy for like, you know, the young 20-year-olds or any, you know, things like that. You're not going to have the clubs. You're not going to have a bunch of you're not going to go bar hopping, anything like that. So if that's something that you're into, or if that's the lifestyle you're in currently, Loveland just might not be a good fit for you. And I would actually probably put you more in Fort Collins area or even Greeley for that matter. I mean, both of them are college towns and they're both going to be, you know, offer more of that lifestyle than Loveland is. I will say though, Loveland's going to be more affordable to live in. So if you're a college student and you want to, you know, get in, like maybe even purchase your first townhome or condo or whatever, it's going to be more affordable in Loveland. And then you just drive to Fort Collins to go to school because it is so much closer. And then you still will have the nightlife or all of that good stuff as far as the college lifestyle in Fort Collins. So that is going to be a good bet that way. Okay, so I think I'm on number 7 now. Now, I definitely don't think this is necessarily a con, but it is something that you need to know about, is that Loveland does tend to lean more conservative. So if your viewpoints politically tend to maybe be more on the liberal side, I do want you to be aware that they do tend to be lean that way. So you might notice it from time to time. Do I think it's in your face like some other areas? No, absolutely not. I really don't. But I do want you to be aware, because if you're somebody who absolutely doesn't want to have anything to do with that particular side of the party, or maybe you do want to have something to do with it and you want to be more involved in that, I want you to know up front before you move there which way they tend to lean a little bit more towards. So if you're looking to move to a small town and have that small town feel, Loveland still has it to an extent. So it is absolutely growing. Since 2000, year 2000, it has actually grown almost 50% in their population. In fact, their population right now is about 76,000 people. And, you know, it's definitely getting a lot more condensed. You have a lot more building and infrastructure and all that kind of stuff going on around you. They do still have the open lands, and you still do have the the agricultural stuff kind of around it, but it is definitely growing, you know? So if you're somebody who wants that small town feel and actually want to keep it in that small town feel, I would probably put you more in Severance, maybe Berthoud, probably things like that. So definitely reach out to me or, you know, a local real estate agent so they could help navigate you to other areas that might be a better fit that are still close to Loveland. But it's just, they're just growing, you know, they are absolutely just growing. And then because of the growth, the next thing I want to talk about is the traffic and the congestion that is within Loveland. I mean, it's ongoing. It's quite annoying, especially during pothole season where they're constantly fixing potholes all over Colorado. So you are going to have some road closures. I-25 has been a mess for years now because they're expanding it in that area. So just know that because of the growth, which I personally think is a good thing, but it is a down thing for a lot of people. So it's going to have a lot of traffic. You're going to have a lot of traffic right in that area. That bottleneck is just right there. And then the other thing I do want to mention is shopping. There's not a mall there. There used to be the outlets, which are completely gone now. I believe they're bulldozing it and building something else, maybe apartments or something. And then the shops at Centera used to be really hip and cool. And while it still exists out there, a lot of the stores have shut down or moved or whatever. So I don't find that it's actually as popular as it used to be. You still do have the movie theater, many restaurants out there in the shops of Centera, but everything kind of has moved elsewhere. So you're not going to have that distinct shopping mall area. So you probably will have to go to either maybe Broomfield, Fort Collins. I believe Greeley might still have something. So just kind of note that if you're somebody who averagely, you know, wants to go to like, I don't know, a Nordstrom's or something, you're not going to find it in Loveland. You're just not. All right, so those are my 10 reasons on why maybe Loveland just is not a good fit for you. Please reach out to me if you have any questions about Loveland or any other area. I am here to help you. Remember to click that subscribe button right there. That way you are notified every time I have a new video. And then to the next video. Take care.